You know, that really powerful image of a man
Oh, yeah.
sleeping in a subway bathroom with his young son, that man was Chris Gardner.
Yeah.
And that moment, like we all know from his book, The Pursuit of Happyness,
Yeah.
was just one tiny chapter in his truly incredible story.
Well,
So today we are diving deep into excerpts from that book to understand how he went from
there.
really rock bottom to building a multi-million-dollar business.
Yeah.
More importantly, we're going to look at what his journey can teach us about resilience and the true meaning of happiness.
It's fascinating because, that image could have been like the ending for
Right.
so many other people.
Totally.
But for Chris Gardner, it was just like this turning point.
Yeah.
So what were the key decisions or the mindset shifts that kind of propelled him from that subway bathroom to like the world of high finance? That's what we're going to pack today.
Okay, so let's start with those early years.
Okay.
Chris Gardner had a tough childhood,
Yeah.
to say the least. Definitely, we're talking poverty, abuse, and just a real lack of stability. I mean, these experiences could have easily led him down a very different path.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It would have been so easy for him to just become a product of his environment,
Yeah.
to succumb to that cycle of hardship.
Mm-hmm.
But what's so striking is that he had this inner strength,
Yeah,
this absolute refusal to be defined by his circumstances.
totally.
It's like he had this internal compass always pointing him towards something better.
Yeah, I think that's such a powerful reminder for like all of us.
Yeah.
That we all have that capacity for resilience even when life throws us curveballs. But
Yeah.
in Gardner's case, it wasn't just about resilience, was it?
Right.
There was this pivotal moment, the one that really set his journey in motion.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking about the red Ferrari.
Yes, the red Ferrari. It's almost like a symbol, isn't it?
Yeah.
That chance encounter with a successful stockbroker just sparked something in Gardner.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really about the car itself.
Mhm.
It was about seeing like a path to success that didn't rely on formal education, which he lacked
Of course.
at the time. It's
Right.
about using his natural skills, his sharp mind, and his ability to connect with people.
That Ferrari was like a giant flashing neon sign saying, this is how you can change your life.
Right, exactly.
But even with this newfound direction, his challenges were far from over.
No, they weren't.
Things actually got a lot tougher before they got better.
That's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
You have Gardner juggling this unpaid internship at a prestigious brokerage firm
Right.
while experiencing homelessness
Oh, wow.
and taking care of his son.
That's unbelievable.
That's pressure that most people would just crumble under.
Yeah.
But Gardner had a completely different mindset.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about refusing to see himself as a victim.
So he was choosing to view these obstacles as challenges to overcome, right?
That's
Not letting himself get bogged down by the negativity of his situation. He never lost sight of the bigger picture, that vision of a better future for himself and his son. Yeah. And that unwavering belief, that refusal to give up, that's something we can all learn from. Totally. It speaks to the power of our internal narrative. Oh, yeah. Like, what story are we telling ourselves about our own circumstances? Yeah. Because that story can either hold us back or propel us forward.
So we've got this incredibly difficult situation,
Yeah.
but also this like incredible drive and determination.
Right.
What were the key qualities that enabled him to not just survive, but thrive?
Yeah.
He didn't have any special advantages, did he?
He didn't, and that's what makes it so inspiring.
Yeah.
The qualities that he possessed, they might seem simple,
Uh-huh.
but the combination was incredibly powerful.
Right.
First, you have that unwavering belief in himself, which we've talked about.
Right.
But on top of that, he had this relentless work ethic.
Yeah.
He was willing to outwork everyone else.
Wow. And then surprisingly, he had this remarkably positive outlook.
Really?
He just didn't let the negativity of his situation consume him.
It sounds so simple,
Yeah.
but I can see how that combination would be so powerful.
Absolutely.
Most people would be crushed under the weight of those circumstances.
For sure.
But he somehow managed to maintain hope and optimism.
Yeah. And that's a key takeaway for all of us listening.
Okay.
Resilience isn't just about gritting your teeth and pushing through.
Right.
It's also about maintaining that hope
Mm-hmm.
and finding those like little glimmers of light,
Yeah.
even in the darkest of times.
Yeah.
It's about actively choosing to focus on the possibilities, not just the problems.
And it's important to note that, the pursuit of happiness
Yeah.
isn't just about financial success, right? It's about something much deeper.
Yes.
I mean, he deliberately misspelled happiness in the title,
Right.
which kind of suggests he's getting at something more profound.
You're spot on. It's happiness, not happiness.
Right.
What Gardner's emphasizing here is that happiness isn't like some destination you arrive at.
Okay.
It's a journey, a process of growth,
Yeah.
of overcoming challenges, of
Yep.
striving for something more.
So he's saying that we need to define happiness on our own terms.
Exactly.
And not let society's definition dictate what it should look like for us.
Precisely. And I think that's a really powerful message for all of us.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. What does happiness look like for you?
Yeah.
What are you willing to pursue even when faced with those seemingly insurmountable obstacles?
That's a great question for everyone listening to ponder.
Yeah.
What is your red Ferrari moment? You know, that dream, that goal that you're willing to chase no matter what. We'll be right back to continue our deep dive into Chris Gardner's remarkable story.
Okay.
But first, take a moment to really think about what your own pursuit of happiness looks like.
Sounds good.
Welcome back. I hope you had a chance to think about what that red Ferrari moment means for you.
Yeah.
Let's get back to Chris Gardner.
Oops.
We left off with him facing these incredible odds, working tirelessly while experiencing homelessness.
Right.
But something shifts, right?
Yeah.
He starts to gain traction to see the results of all that effort.
Oh.
So what were the turning points that led him to finally break through?
One thing that really stands out to me is his unwavering focus.
Okay.
Gardner had this clear goal to become a stockbroker.
Mm-hmm.
And despite the challenges, he just never deviated from that path.
Right.
Every setback was an opportunity to learn and to refine his skills.
It's amazing.
Remember, he was going up against people with way more experience,
Yeah.
better education,
Of course.
and a lot more resources.
It's like he was fueled by that underdog mentality.
Yeah,
He had to work twice as hard to prove himself, and he absolutely did.
He did.
But it wasn't just about working hard, was it?
Right.
I mean, there's plenty of people out there that work hard and don't achieve that kind of success.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Gardner was strategic about it. He knew that he had to learn the ins and outs of the stock market.
Right.
So he just immersed himself in it.
Wow.
He devoured books, attended seminars, and basically did whatever he could to become an expert.
So he was really going for it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And, in the book, he actually talks about this moment where he's invited to a football game with some of the other interns.
Okay.
And, they're all socializing and having fun.
Right.
But Gardner's like in the corner studying the stock tables.
Wow. That's dedication.
Yeah.
He wasn't just putting in the hours.
Yeah.
He was making sure that those hours counted.
Exactly. He was always looking for an edge, a way to differentiate himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that we can all apply to our own lives.
Oh, for sure.
It's not just about working hard. It's about working smart.
Okay.
What are the high-impact activities that are going to move us closer to our goals?
Right.
How can we make the most of the time and resources that we have?
And eventually, all that hard work and strategic thinking paid off right.
Yeah, it did.
He not only lands a full-time position at Dean Witter Reynolds, but he goes on to found his own firm, Gardner Rich & Co.
And what's really fascinating is that his success wasn't some lucky break
Right.
or like a sudden windfall.
Yeah.
It was the culmination of consistent effort, strategic thinking, and a deep understanding of the market.
Yeah.
He was constantly learning, adapting, and evolving his approach.
It really is a process.
It is. And this highlights a crucial point about success.
Okay.
It's rarely a linear path.
Right.
It's about embracing those challenges, learning from your mistakes, and always looking for ways to improve.
He embodies that famous Thomas Edison quote, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work."
That's a good one.
But, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Even with all the right strategies and hard work, there were probably times when Gardner wanted to give up.
Oh, I'm sure.
So how did he stay motivated through all those setbacks?
He talks a lot about the importance of visualization.
Okay.
He would literally close his eyes and picture himself succeeding, walking into that Dean Witter office as like a full-fledged broker.
That's great.
It might sound a bit woo-woo.
Yeah.
But there's actually a lot of research that backs up the power of visualization.
Really?
When we vividly imagine ourselves achieving our goals,
Okay.
it actually creates neural pathways in our brains that make it more likely we'll take action.
So he's not just dreaming about it. He's actively creating a mental blueprint for success.
Exactly.
That's pretty powerful.
It is.
But, we've talked a lot about his ambition and drive. But there's also like this softer side to him, this deep love for his son.
Right.
How did that relationship impact his journey?
You know, his son was his anchor,
Oh.
his reason for fighting so hard.
Yeah.
In the book, Gardner talks about how he would look into his son's eyes and see his own reflection.
Wow.
It was this constant reminder of what was at stake.
Yeah.
Why he couldn't afford to give up. There's this beautiful passage where he writes, "My son was the fuel that kept me going. He was the reason I woke up every morning with a fire in my belly."
That's incredible. It really underscores that this story isn't just about individual achievement.
Right.
It's about the power of love.
Yes.
And the sacrifices we make for the people we care about most.
Absolutely. And brings us back to the deeper meaning of the pursuit of happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Gardner achieved financial success.
Right.
But like we've discussed, his story goes way beyond the material.
It's about finding that fulfillment in the journey itself, not just the destination.
Exactly.
And I think for a lot of people, that's a really powerful message.
Uh-huh.
We live in this culture that's just obsessed with achievement, with reaching that next milestone.
Yeah, for sure.
But Gardner's story reminds us to appreciate the process, the struggles, even the small victories along the way.
Totally.
What do you think?
I completely agree. It's about discovering your own resilience,
Mm-hmm.
proving to yourself that you can overcome adversity and emerge stronger on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about defining happiness on your own terms, recognizing that it might look different for everyone.
Okay.
We each have our own unique definition of happiness, our own red Ferrari moment.
Right.
And it's up to us to figure out what that is and go after it with everything we've got.
So let's pause here for a moment and bring it back to you, the listener.
Right?
Think about your own journey, your aspirations.
Yeah.
What are the things that truly matter to you? What would it take for you to pursue those things with the same level of passion and commitment that Chris Gardner brought to his own pursuit of happiness? Welcome back to our deep dive into the inspiring journey of Chris Gardner.
Yeah.
We've covered those challenging beginnings, the defining moments that shaped his path, and the just incredible resilience he displayed when faced with adversity.
Right.
What stands out to you about his journey so far?
I think for me, it's how his story kind of transcends that typical rags to riches narrative.
Yeah.
You know, it's a testament to the power of the human spirit, that unwavering belief in yourself.
Yeah.
And, you know, the pursuit of happiness on one's own terms. It's a reminder that, like, we all have the potential for greatness within us.
And he certainly has become this global figure.
Yeah.
Chris Gardner is now this sought-after motivational speaker,
Right.
sharing his story and insights with audiences worldwide.
Yeah.
What do you think it is about his message that resonates so deeply with people from all walks of life?
I think it's the universality of his experience.
Yeah.
Well, the details of his story are unique.
Sure.
The core themes of perseverance, hope, and the pursuit of dreams are things we could all relate to.
Mm-hmm.
His journey is just this powerful reminder that, you know, we all face challenges and setbacks.
Yeah.
But it's how we choose to respond to those difficulties that really defines us.
And it's refreshing that he doesn't sugarcoat those struggles.
Oh, he does.
He's honest about the dark times, the moments of doubt, the sheer exhaustion of constantly pushing forward.
Right.
It's that honesty that makes his message even more powerful, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. That authenticity is what allows people to connect with him on a deeper level.
Yeah.
He's not pretending to have all the answers.
Right.
Or claiming that he just sailed through life effortlessly.
Oh, yeah.
He's sharing his story flaws and all, and saying, look, I faced incredible obstacles,
Right.
but I found a way through. And if I can do it, so can you.
His life really is a testament to the fact that, like, our circumstances don't have to dictate our destiny.
For sure.
We have the power to choose our response, to shape our own narrative, and to pursue our own version of happiness, whatever that may look like.
It's incredibly empowering, especially for those who might feel trapped by their current situation.
Right.
Whether it's financial hardship, personal struggles,
Right.
or simply a sense of being stuck.
Totally.
Gardner's story reminds us that we all have the capacity for growth resilience and achieving things we might have once thought impossible.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the pursuit of happiness,
Right.
let's bring it back to that central question we've been exploring.
Yeah.
What is your red Ferrari moment? What dream are you holding on to? What goal are you striving for that fills you with a sense of purpose and possibility?
And perhaps even more importantly, what steps you're taking today right now to move closer to that vision.
Right.
Remember, the cavalry isn't coming.
Yeah.
You have the power to create your own happiness, to shape your own destiny. It all starts with that first step, that decision to embrace the journey challenges and all.
Gardner's story is a powerful reminder that we all have a story to write. The question is, what will yours be? What choices will you make today to move closer to the life you envision for yourself? And what legacy will you leave behind? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope Chris Gardner's story inspires you to pursue your own happiness with courage, resilience, and an unwavering belief in yourself.